Hi everyone, it's Anneli here. When I'm working with clients, either one-on-one or in groups, I pay a lot of attention to the things that are happening in the environment. And this is not just the obvious stuff like who's talking, who's not talking, what's being said, what's being implied. But I'm talking about the things that are outside our collective awareness, the things that seem unimportant or irrelevant, like a door slamming or a pen dropping or something random. And I've learned over the years that paying attention to these seemingly random events can often generate great information that leads to wonderful insights and grist for the mill when it comes to my clients. Case in point, recently I was coaching with one of my clients, and it was quite an unusual coaching session to begin with. Normally I would meet him at the front desk and be sent straight up to his office, where we would go to a meeting room and have the whole coaching conversation go to woe in that one spot. But when I arrived at the front desk, he was already downstairs meeting with somebody else, so he waved me over and I went, we had a bit of a chat there. Then we went upstairs together, went to go to the meeting room, but he had forgotten to book the meeting room, so we just went into a vacant room and started the coaching conversation until we got kicked out. So again, we were interrupted. Then we came back downstairs and continued the coaching conversation in the foyer. And whilst this might not seem very interesting right now, or like it could provide great insight right now, the interesting part of this staccato-like coaching conversation was the fact that the topic we were talking about was about managing energy. He had been talking about the fact that he'd been going through really intense work periods where he had to use a lot of energy, a lot of adrenaline, and by the time he came out of those periods of work, his energy levels really slumped. So it was this up and down thing. And he was really grappling with how to make the best use of his energy so he could work more sustainably, I guess. And it occurred to me in the elevator on the way down, that our coaching conversation seemed to be replicating the kind of energy flows that he was talking about, because we were having intense coaching conversations, then it was interrupted and we would have idle chit chat as we found a new room, then intense conversations again, and then again another break in the conversation. So I just mentioned that our coaching conversation was a little unusual this time, and how might that have anything to do with the topic that he's talking about? What insights could he get from the way our coaching conversation had gone? And that's where the major breakthrough and the insights came for him, because he realized that on reflection, the breaks in between our intense coaching conversations, where we were in the lift or going from one room to another, had allowed him to deepen his own insights and connections, refresh or reset his energy levels, make connections and process information that we'd sort of been talking about in the on moments. And what that meant for him was, or the takeaway from that was, that that's exactly what he needed to do to manage his energy in the up and down times. See, it wasn't so much that the intensity was too much, it's that he was not giving himself enough small breaks to be able to manage those intense periods, because it's in the off moments that all the great connections in our brain are actually made. So the seemingly random act of our disjointed coaching conversation became very, very valuable as a lens, if you like, to look at his broader issue through. So I put it to you, next time you are in a conversation or trying to solve a problem or explore an issue, pay attention to what's happening around you. What seems random in the environment? Is there a door slamming? Is there somebody yelling in the background? What are they yelling? What is happening that can lead you to a new insight or a new perspective? I'd love to hear about what you find.